Park in Holyoke, Massachusetts, named after Carlos Vega in May of 2012. He was a social justice person for Holyoke, and he looked out for the Puerto Rican and Latino community in the South Holyoke neighborhood. And so the park was named after him, and it now has cool little spray parks, a basketball park, and a lot of things. And this park didn't exist beforehand because it was all institutions or homes. And behind it is a new residential location just built, and they're supposed to build a twin of that across the street from it when they get some money. It's very beautiful. Now this neighborhood was filled with churches and schools, and the residents were around it. So this was like a nucleus of all the schools of Holyoke. And we're going to talk about what's around this side. Right across the street is the Park Street School. It's the only pre-1900 school left in Holyoke, the public schools. And it's now Kate's Kitchen and Loretta House. And it used to be after that the convent for the Precious Blood school, and the school is behind it. And you can see the rectory in the distance. Now Dublin has the Broderick House right down to the corner. And then we'll spin even more. We got a mural, but we also got Nueva Esperanza in the distance, which was started by Carlos Vega. And so his park is within distance of the institution he started up. There's also the Greek Orthodox Church, which is a great place. And what we're going to do here is we're going to walk down to the other side of it and tell you about all the institutions down at that place. So this little neighborhood is filled with little cool things like this. And you're not going to believe what was filled in this park. There was no park again. And so I'll tell you what was on this end and then on the other end. But here, at this end, where the sign is, was the Hamilton Street School. And so across from each other, there's two schools, the Hamilton Street School and the Park Street School. But that changed over into the Precious Blood High School because the Catholic school bought it out. And so it was two different, very unique schools. And then also right behind it was the Ratfi Shalom Synagogue, approximately right where that blue cord is right now. And sadly, that was taken down about 1956. So it was a very unique look to it. And I have a picture on my webpage. And they moved up Northampton Street. All right. And then behind that were institutions. There were small stores. And so we're going to walk down this street. This street is nowadays called Clemente Street after Roberto Clemente, who was a benefactor and a baseball player that died on Christmas Day 1972 in a plane crash. And he was the greatest benefactor in the Puerto Rican community, and so he was well beloved. Before that, it was called Park Street. And the reason why is not because of this park, but rather for a park that's down at the very tip of this park. It always was a triangle, so it was called Park Street for a little triangular park. On this one, you want to go right there, the last stop?
Mm-hmm. The park?
Yeah, so you can see right in
there. Yeah. The park looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. Okay, so now we're in the middle of Vega Park, and in this middle part, right past the main section I just talked about, remember I told you that you had the Precious Blood Church, you had the Ratfi Shalom Synagogue. Right in this triangular part of this park, not true triangle, it was another church. It was called the German Lutheran Church, and they ended up taking that out too and moving that up to Northampton Street. That was about 1935. So this park had inside of it two religious institutions, one school, and then all around it had residentials and some school. So it was very cluttered, or not cluttered, but had a lot of concentration of institutions around this side. In the distance, we can see the tip of the sign for the Morgan School, and that's right over there. At the end of this park, it's a continuation nowadays of that park, and that was a triangular park that has always been there, and that's why it was called Park Street, right? But the park has gotten large because of the reason that all the institutions and the residences that were here are now gone. All right, and this part here was the Jewish section, then the German section, and the Greek section, and then the front part of the park was more the French Canadian section. So a lot of immigrants came to this area. This was the second most highly concentrated area of immigrants. It was also the poorest neighborhood in all of Western Massachusetts, and that's why I think they deserve a park like this. But it used to be very glorious because you'd be so many institutions around the area. So what we're going to do now is take a 360 sweep from this position around the area, and I'll be quiet, but you'll love. Okay, thank you.